Have you noticed with ads, people try to get you to go to their landing page? And this trick is money. So what we do is we take the copy that you would have in the landing page and the message, and you break it down into 4 or 5 stories. So then people are getting the marketing message within the story, so they don't have to go to your page. And then when they're ready to complete the transaction,
is there some sort of formula like that you would think that, okay, so if you have 1 million followers, how many views should a post get? If you do, let's say you have 1 million followers and you post a video, what would be a short, like 30-second or 40-second video? How many people should it view it for it to be, should like that, before, for it to be considered successful? What would be considered good engagement?
So if you're just talking about a video and you're getting like the views on the video, anywhere around 5% is good. Sometimes you'll be at 3%, 4%. Sometimes you'll be at 10%.
So let me give you an example. I'm sorry. I posted a video. I have 1.3 million followers, right? And I posted a video and got 500,000 views.
That's
right.
Amazing. That's great.
So that would be considered an amazing post, right?
Yes.
And it was a video of my girlfriend and I don't post much of that. I don't post that much of that stuff. It was one cute little video of like 15 seconds long of us just laughing over some stupid thing with butterflies on I was having a temper tantrum because the people didn't take my garbage out. And I'm flipping out because like the garbage men didn't take my garbage out. I'm having a meltdown. And she starts filming me having a meltdown and we start laughing because I realized how stupid it was. 20 seconds long. It got 500,000 views, right? So that would be considered a massively successful post with 1.3 million followers, right?
Correct. Yes.
What about, then I post another thing, like a quick business clip, 150,000 views. That's my average by 150. So that's considered good, about 15% of my base.
That's very good. And you have a very loyal audience. Most people aren't going to have that. If they get 5%, they should be happy.
So my question is, what's the number? Is it 5% and above is considered really good?
Yes, anything above 5% is really good.
And how about on a picture, like a regular post, like without a video, just a post?
So if you can get 3% to like your post, you're doing pretty decent.
Okay. And I'm sorry, keep going.
And you'll find that some posts, like I experience the same thing that you do. If I post something personal, because I don't really post personal stuff,
right,
it goes through the roof and I can get like 10, 20% of the people just liking the image. The moment I post something business related, I'm like, shit,
this is better. I know you're like, what the hell? This is more valuable, right?
I'm like, who cares if my baby's touching the sand, for the first time? Like, granted, me as a parent, of course I love it. But I'm like, I don't understand why you, the viewer, wants to see this.
Do you look at that, though, as a lesson in terms of, okay, so how do I combine those two together to get my business message out there using my personal life? Because I wonder, because I feel the same thing. I'm like, I don't believe this. Like I put a training on. It was like, I have something called Sales School, which I absolutely ripped off from you. Okay. And I publicly said that when I launched something called Sales School, I said, I'm ripping off Neil Patel, who did marketing school, right? Because I thought it was a great idea, right? So I publicly gave you credit for that. And I'm doing really great with it. But it's like, I know if it was just me and my girlfriend dancing, I get 10 times. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, come on.
And not just that, you spend so much more money into Sales School, more time into it to try to make it amazing for people. And it is. But then yet when you do the dancing or you with garbage cans, it's just going to do better. And that's the reality. And what I learned from that whole concept is people genuinely want to follow people on the social web to get to know them personally. To them, that's more valuable than the business aspect. And that's why you see all these influencers, and the influencers aren't companies like Coca-Cola or Nike. They're the Kardashians, they're the Dan Bilzerians, there's the Cristiano Ronaldos or whoever, or Tom Cruise or whoever is the latest flavor of the month. Like I follow Will Smith a lot. People love him, right? They love him more than the corporate brands.
Yeah. So what's interesting to that end is when you look at the people that are getting, this massive traction. Like for example, this thing, the latest one kills me, by the way, and I love it, is the guy skateboarding down on TikTok with the ocean. And the guy becomes a sensation. And like, I just wonder, I'm assuming that there's people sitting around in Madison Avenue in a boardroom right now How do we duplicate that? Like all day long, they're just thinking, how do we do that? How do we do that? How do we? It's got to be right because right.
Oh, there it is. They are in boardrooms and they literally are asking themselves, how did they do that?
It's like, you ever watch, I'm sure you've watched the TV series Mad Men, right?
Yes. I've seen
you had to have, right? It's such a great TV series. And anyone who's not watched Mad Men, I really think you should. It's a great education for business, by the way, because it shows you the evolution of where we are today based on what advertising was like back in the 50s and even the 40s. And one of the funny scenes was they were trying to get this, I think it was toilet paper or something, or no, turkeys. And they tried to stage a fight between two women in like a mock fight between two women fighting over the last turkey in a supermarket to try to get it picked up by, the newspaper and the news. The whole thing goes right. But like you see, it's always been this sort of, strategy of how do we get controversy into the news to sell more products, right? And I wonder, like, in terms of, you're a very staid guy. You're more of the corporate type, right? You're very, I mean this in a positive way. Just a very pure image.
You're right. I'm very, very corporate.
You are. No, you're more staid, right? A lot more than me, right? And but I wonder, is there that that edge to this whole thing where it's what can we do? How do we push the envelope to connect, to be extreme enough to connect with people without pissing them off? Because there's also the other side, the cancel culture aspect of things. But how do you push the envelope to stand out, but in a way that actually is good for my brand? How do you do that?
It's tough. It's a lot of experimentation and tons of hits and misses. But what's easier to do is don't try to stand out with your brand. Go find the people who stand out, like the guy drinking Ocean Spray's cranberry, and just be like, you know what? Let him go. We're going to put more money behind it, and we're going to even give him a free car, which is what they did. They gave him a truck because he went down that skateboard because his car broke down. They're like, yeah, sounds good. We'll just give him a free truck. Because how many more sales did they get for people trying to replicate that video, right? It was cheaper to just give a free car than it was to pay for all that publicity that they got. And then the next thing that you can do as a business is look for multiple variations of that. Sometimes you'll be able to find that, sometimes you won't. And the ones you do, just piggyback off on and help support them. And when you can't find that, go look for influencers in your space, kind of like for the shout outs, but try to associate with them. Try to just be around them. And the more you can be associated with them, the bigger you'll end up going without having to do the edgy stuff. And I'm not saying that there's not anything wrong with the edgy stuff. The problem with the edgy stuff or anything is it's hit or miss. So you spend all this time and energy and you're like, crap, why am I not getting views? Why is it that when we post about the garbage man not picking up my trash, it goes viral, but every other time when I try, I'm not getting 5-10 times the views? So the easiest thing to do is associate with the people that already have it and figure out how to compensate them or work out partnerships.
All right, I want to go in the next 10 minutes. I want to hear the Neil Patel. I want to get very specific here. The Neil Patel strat. I want you to lay out a strategy for everybody here on this that's going to be listening. A lot of people, right? We have a big following here. A lot of them are entrepreneurs. A lot of them are online, right? I want to know what's the step-by-step from between now and December 31st. What's the launch? What's the strategy now to maximize your Christmas sales? To anything? What is it? Let's hear it. Just give me a. It's for me selfishly, Neil. I'm getting free consulting from you here. Okay. I want to know the next. I want to know the next 75 days. Okay. What would you, if you were me and everybody, what would you do to blow out, do $5 million in sales at Christmas? What's the plan?
So I'm not going to give the basic, simple stuff like run promotions and stuff.
No. What's the plan? Let's hear it. Okay. Come on, let's go.
The first thing I would do is I would go find someone who is in similar industries and do cross promotions. Kind of like the syndicate, that still works. Not as much on social media, but it works really well with blog posts, emails, going live, like those types of things. Works really well. The next thing that I would try to do, and this crushes it, but no one's really doing it. Okay, so on your phone, when you have like that Instagram, Snapchat, you do stories and people keep swiping on the stories and they're going from next story to the next story, right? That's the behavior pattern. Have you noticed with ads, people try to get you to go to their landing page? And this trick is money. So what we do is we take the copy that you would have in the landing page and the message, and you break it down into 4 or 5 stories. So then people are getting the marketing message within the story, so they don't even have to go to your page. And then when they're ready to complete the transaction, boom, then you can have them swipe up and then go from there.
That I like. That's really good.
The next thing I would do is I would start going live on the social networks and start selling live. So a lot of you guys have seen Ty Lopez. Ty Lopez has done really well recently with his acquisitions of Pier 1, Dress Barn, a few of those companies that he's been buying from bankruptcy. One of the things that Ty has done really well is he'll go live and he'll sell when you're going live. Because remember, the social networks right now want their live to compete with live TV. That's why they call it live. And they're pushing really hard, so they just make it go viral and just tell random people who aren't even your followers all about it. The next thing I want you to do is, you're probably already creating video content for sales or anything like that, but there's this hack that right now that'll allow you to crush it on YouTube anytime you create video content that not too many people are doing. See, YouTube marketing is the opposite of traditional SEO. Traditional SEO is you create content, you build the links, you get the shares, optimize your code. 6 months, year later, you start doing decently well. YouTube is whatever does the best within the first 24 hours, if not even the first hour when a video goes live. They just push it viral. And even if you don't go viral, they push you really high in the rankings on YouTube for a lot of the keywords that are associated with your video. So what I would do is, if I'm creating a video that's related to my products, my services, even if it's boring, I would send out an email blast, a push notification blast within the first 24 hours of the video going live. Because you get all these people going to YouTube and viewing it. It sends signals to YouTube saying, hey, we should rank this really high on YouTube. So then you start ranking for all the sales terms or product related terms or marketing related terms or whatever they are to your business. And that drives tons of sales. The next thing I would do if I were you is, there's all these blogs out there, okay? It's hard to build an audience, but what you can do is you can guest post. So what we like doing is we'll go out to all the bloggers, because remember, blogs want content, because the more content they create, the more traffic they generate. And it costs money. They usually have to pay people. So if you go to them, you're saying, hey, I'm going to create free blog content for you and it's going to be high quality, they'll be like, yeah, sure. So then what I do is I like going to all these blogs, the big ones, Forbes, Entrepreneur, New York Times, whatever it may be. Ask them to contribute an article and create lists. Top 10 ways to improve your sales skills. Top 10 toasters. Literally, you can have articles that are list-based. And within there, include your own products. Maybe not number 1, but number 2 or number 3. And when you start doing that, you'll start getting a lot of people going back to your website and buying. Another thing that you can do, and this is a really easy strategy, we all have lists. And what you'll find is over time, your open rates go really down, especially during the holiday seasons. Here's a simple, silly hack. Scrub your list. If you actually make your list smaller and take all the people who don't open up your emails and stop sending to them, Gmail, Outlook, they'll put your emails in the inbox instead of the promotions tab. Because what ends up happening is if you send emails and a larger and larger proportion don't open the emails, they assume that most people don't care for your content. And even the people that would have liked it, they'll start sending their emails in the promotions tab. So when you scrub your list, it actually says, oh, these people are all active. So whoever you send your emails to in the future, it'll ensure that your emails stay in the promotion tab. And another email hack that we love doing, and we do this before Q4 and early Q4, we'll send out a few emails just asking a simple question or two, yes or no questions, because then you get a ton of responses and replies. It starts adding people to the address book and it tells them, hey, we love content from this person because they're engaging. Then all your emails start going into the inbox and you'll start getting way better deliverability and way better clicks.
Boom. Everyone, that was some gold there from Neil Patel. Buddy, thank you so much for coming on. I always look at you as being really a true maven in the world of marketing, and I have nothing but great respect for you. Everyone, check out Neil Patel. What's the best way to follow you and get more stuff from you?
NeilPatel.com.
NeilPatel.com. You have a podcast as well?
I do, Marketing School.
Mark, where have I heard that before? Marketing School. Oh, it's right. Yeah. Did you steal that from me from Sales School?
I think I did.
And again, I want to thank you for that because I saw what you were doing in marketing school, and I literally ripped you off verbatim. And I think I told you, you're one of your partners. I said, I think he was the one that said you should rip this off. Someone gave me the idea, one of my people. So thank you for that. It's been going, I just launched it. It's been amazing. I mean, it's getting huge responses already. So everyone check out Marketing School. Podcast, check out Sales School. And by the way, if you have both, you're ready to roll. You just need Entrepreneur School and you're set. Buddy, thanks for everything. Take care.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.